Hey everyone! Hey! So excited to see all of you here. The party in the chat started way before we were live. So amazing to see all of you here. Like there's all the hype, and you guys are generating all this hype. I wanted to give a couple of shout outs to a few people. I see a message from Angela. Angela saying, I intentionally refused to log in into Outranking today. I want to be surprised. Chad is saying, the today release is like a movie release. Oh my goodness. We are so excited. Welcome. Patrick, Scott, everyone, welcome. We have so many of you. Pankil, Sirkan, and I are so excited to share a few quick things with you. Of course, V6 is out. I know that a couple of you already experienced it. I see one of our power users, Samar Jade, who's already posted a video. I see our power users are just so excited. John Tran said that he loved the new builder and the new UI. Amazing. So good to see all of you here, everyone. I am really just here, Pankil, navigate all of your questions. So if you have any particular questions, I strongly encourage you to post it in the Q&A. So right there on the right side, I see so many heart signs. Everyone's so excited. So just quickly throw your questions in the Q&As to make sure that they are not lost. And then just for general chats and any comments, you can put it in the chat. Other than that, Pankil, I'm also so excited, everyone, to just go ahead and do it.
Okay. All right. Let's get started then. Okay. So good morning, everyone. My good morning is on since yesterday. Here is the screen. Let's get started. I'm going to pick an easier niche right now, but you guys already know from right now that we can pretty much work with any niche. So let's just go ahead and pick something that everybody can understand and it's easier to follow. Let's go ahead and select that. Okay, so starting with the UI itself, right, you will see some significant changes here. So now AI Wizard has turned into this full screen model, which gives you a lot more capabilities into what you can do. So let's get started here. This is pretty similar to what you were already using, but we've added the ability to add custom keywords here. So you could say digital marketing strategy, and you wanted to add social media to it. You could just add social media to it and regenerate those ideas. And then it will build upon social media, and you see that. So this is something that we added, and we realized that many of you need to adjust this titles and make it more personalized and need some ideas around that. So we added those abilities. Okay, let's go ahead and click next. Title generate, same thing over here. Let's go ahead and click next, and there it goes. Okay, so this is the outline builder. This is a brand new feature and one of the major features that we have built out. And this is pretty smart editor. It is not just any outline builder where you can just drag and drop stuff from. It can really do a lot of things. So let's get started. And it will take a few seconds for it to generate section concept. So what this is doing is it's reading through all the SERP data and extracting only the relevant or the meat of the content out of it and suggesting you to write around it. It can automatically group based on semantics the topics that belong into a topic belong into an H2 which already exists into your builder. So you have to do less of a figuring out as possible. So what is a marketing strategy? All right, so how to create it? Okay, let's add that. What is marketing? So you see, when I start adding these, this will start turning green to help you keep track of it. But not just that, it will turn green all the keywords too that you need to be targeting. But hey, this was already doing it before. What is it any different? Let's go ahead and click this. And you will, if you click on this keyword, it will show you if this keyword was used in this outline anywhere. So it's easier for you to find out information that you have excluded from your content. And there we go. Content strategy for digital marketing. So content strategy for digital marketing. Okay, strategy for digital marketing is what we are looking at. Sounds good. Okay, let's go ahead and add that. Okay, and 8 types of digital marketing strategies, probably add that, right? So here we've started building out the outlines super fast. Let's go here, and now we can get into a little nitty gritty and figure out if we want to add more things from SERP data. So this is not using AI. This is pulling out content from existing SERP data and allowing you to build this out. So what is digital marketing campaigns? Let's add that, and you will see them started being added up over here. So we also added HFW here, and the reason being that sometimes your related keywords data it's just crap, right? Like you're working on a very nuanced topic, and the keyword is still the keyword history is still being built out, right? So there's not much keyword history on search volume and stuff like that. So this highest frequency words will help you narrow down on some of those intents, even if you don't have higher related keywords. And similarly, you can select and see which ones have steps mentioned in them, right? And there you go, how to create digital marketing strategy in 10 steps. This is something that I really like. So how to create a digital marketing strategy in 10 steps. So this is something that I can club here into my editor. So let's go ahead and minimize this. So what is digital marketing strategy? How to create a digital marketing strategy. So buyer persona, let's go ahead and add that. You see, you added that. Ta-da! Okay, double click on it, and you can change it around. And I'll show you how you can convert, how you can transform this H2s and H3s, even if you use from SERP in a totally different way. We've added features for that as well. Okay, so you can also add your custom H2 by clicking on here, and it will just double click here and it will come here. So all of these things work in a drag and drop fashion. You should be able to club them into anything if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and minimize that. Oh, there's nothing in here. So okay, hello. There we go. You see that? And now if I want to break it out into an H2, I can just click here and it will become an H2. So great stuff. We've also included Google Pa to easily help you figure out these things and start adding them into your content. Great stuff. Let's go ahead and get started with our section builder and move on to the next part of the feature. Okay, let's go ahead and look at concepts, right? This is a major tech that we have, and people love concepts. We wanted to kick it up a notch and really do some wonderful things here. So let's go ahead and click on what is digital marketing. Okay, so we have some topics around digital marketing. The major enhancement for this release is the ability to combine multiple concepts and write a paragraph around it instead of building out individual concepts. So besides that, combining multiple sections into one concise paragraph, we've also added a few more templates. So let's look at this FAQ. So let's say you have a YouTube video that you want to dump in, or a podcast you want to dump in, or some research you want to dump in, and you want to identify questions that you could be answering based on that same content. How do you go about doing that, right? So let's go ahead and look at a YouTube video. Let's go ahead and look at emotional stress. Okay, and let's pick this particular. No, well, there we go. Let's go back here and pick the one. Okay, this sounds interesting. Okay, pause it and let's go ahead and open up the chat transcript. So I'm gonna grab a few sentences out of this and paste it in here. And I say that I want to extract all the questions that I could be answering from this particular content, right? So this is emotional stress. This is emotional stress. Now let's go ahead and extract FAQ types of concepts out of it. You see that? It started giving you questions from that content that you could be answering. Well, that you could do it in less than 5 minutes. Say, okay, how do you write answer for that, right? Like that's difficult now. So I'm going to use the same content that I pasted in here in order to answer any of these questions as well using concepts, and you will see that. So let's go ahead and break this out into an H3 tag. Okay, so you can break this out into an H3 tag now, and look at that. What is the older most I don't know how you say that part of your brain, right? Well, I don't know that, and I want to use the content that I just pasted in there to answer this question for me, right? So what, look at this, it automatically moved that custom data in here, and now all I have to do is come up here and say related, and it's going to find out everything related to this particular keyword from the text that you generated. Only that stuff, okay? It's not like concepts where it brings out all types of concepts. It is really trying hard to bring out concepts associated with that H3 tag only, so you can build up really fast content using concepts. Okay, all right, well, that was the second part of it. Now let's go ahead and look at introduction as well. So what will introduction do? And let's delete that. What is digital marketing? Let's go ahead and see intro. So when I do intro, instead of pulling out, like, I understand that when you're building out an H2, you just want to keep a little intro, and then you start want to get deeper into this H3 tags, right? So when you're pulling out concepts for what is digital marketing, you don't want to be looking at all the content, right? You just want to be looking at the introduction part of it, so you can, you don't have to do as less of a figuring out as possible and save some credit. So there we go, and you can then select and build out your concepts. Great stuff. Okay, let's look at the other things. Regenerate. What is inbound marketing? Okay, to give you guys a greater control over how concepts work, what we've done is in research now, if you close any of the tabs, when we collect concepts, we will not read those. So you can get more relevant data. You can also concise your research, add your custom pages to it, and only use those custom pages to do the research and write the content. So, hey, you could still be optimizing for SERP, but you could be using 1,000 different pages that are not on SERP and still rank for it. That is the point, right? Like, you want to be creating content that might not be there on that SERP first page. So you go and find out your own data, but then how would it rank? Someone asked a question recently. It's like, oh, if I find other data and use it in here, will it help me rank? Yeah, it can help you rank because we are scoring it for this keyword. So if your score for this particular keyword, no matter what content you use, is high enough, you will rank for, I mean, you will have the potential for ranking for it better than any other way. Okay. 3 new templates, use case. Okay, then introduction. Okay, let's get into this other detail. So write for me. Now, up till right now, what we had was we had write for me here, which was hidden, and it was more difficult for you guys to adapt and just switch between screens and stuff like that. So what we've done is we've pushed it up over here, but we've also added the voice of tone over here. So you can actually add a voice of tone and write in form of that. What we've done is not just to move this button from there to here. We've implemented smarter logic. So even if you don't write in certain cases, which I saw that Jason did a video recently comparing some other tools, right? And someone said, oh, you know what? This is not a fair comparison. You know what? You should go try it. Try it and try and be as ruthless as you can, because as a user does not know how to use GPT-3. They do not know how to guide GPT-3 in a proper way. So what users mostly do is come here and they just write for me, right? Or you would have improper sentence construction start, and you would expect it to give you, lots of good stuff, which is not going to happen. And in those cases, users often come out and say that, hey, this tool is crap, or this writing is crap. It is because it is crap. It cannot understand what you're trying to do. So let's say, for example, I had Ford Bronco 2021 as my H2 tag. Try this out in any other products that you work with. Put Ford Bronco 2021 and then put your H3 tag as pricing, and see when you do nothing but just click write for me, is it able to figure out that you are talking about Ford Bronco 2021 pricing? In most cases, most editors will fail. The reason being, they cannot establish their hierarchy based on H2 and H3s and guide the AI in writing it. And this was one of the defects too earlier when we did write for me. It was just, doing what other tools were doing. So now we've changed that. Now it can understand where you're starting off, whether you're starting off as a question, whether you are transitioning into an H2, H3, and how it should build out those relationships with H3 in terms of H2, in terms of your title. So it writes really well, better. I would say at least 20, 30 times better than before. And lots of people had complained that this writing was not good enough. So let's go ahead and see that. There you go. It cannot be any better, and you can test it out. So it can understand now that now we are okay. Now we have transitioned into halfway through. So I still need to maintain the hierarchy, but I can continue writing from here. And this is very powerful. So let's say, for example, your H2 tag was approximately 2,500 characters away from where you are doing write for me. Go try it out in any tool that is reading the 600 characters or 2,000 characters past it. It will still not recognize that H2 tag if it is 25 characters away, right? Well, guess what? Our editor can. And it maintains that hierarchy and makes sure that you can write absolutely phenomenal without having to do much of it. But hey, you know what? Don't trust me. Go ahead and try it out. Most of you have been using concepts and not to do write for me. Use it and you will see how significantly different it is in terms of outputs it's generating. Okay, let's go ahead and Move on. Methods. This is one of our biggest features of this particular release. This is so powerful that it's going to let you build out your custom workflows within minutes, right? So I've not built out a custom workflow, and I'm going to show you how I can build out an actual workflow in minutes. So let's go ahead and start it. Add a method, and I'm going to call this cyborg introduction. Okay, I call this cyborg introduction, and let's see about the title. I want to use the title, right? So I would just say title. So this is automation, right? Every time you come, you want to talk in cyborg tone. So I'm creating an automation script that every time I come, I can say, just build out the introduction in the cyborg tone, or mom's tone, or expert or lawyer or whoever that is, right? So it can really do that. Okay, so about a paragraph about the title using the tone of, okay, and put a dot. Let me just copy and paste this. This is for my internal note. So I would say none here, and I could say tone. Okay, and I can just click save. Okay, so this is a method that now is saved in my folder. Now let's go ahead and start building out the title. So this is very simple, right? Like you can come up and create many things, and this is one example that I'm going to show you, and I'll show you a few others as well as an example of what all things you can do. So let's come here, and you can say I want a command. It's going to start writing out in terms of a cyborg where it can, and start going to building out your introduction. Okay, sounds good. All right, now let's look at a few other things. So let's go to public here, and you will see that Jason was kind enough to do some legwork and publish a few frameworks as well. So these frameworks are approved from the backend. You can submit it. You can publish it, and once you publish it, you see that the person and the link to their profile is also given. So we're attributing it to the authors who are publishing this kind of methods for us. Now let's look at one of the methods. How does it work, right? So this is a total automation script that Jason created by himself using the utilities that we have given in the ad. Okay, there's no whatsoever programming needed from the back end. So now, well, IDA method has a product and a description that I need to feed in. How do I go about doing that? Everything is dynamic. Look at this. If I click command, it's going to ask me for product name and product description. The moment I enter it and click the moment I click on it and just press command, it's going to write the ADA framework for me. So I'm not going to do that. You guys can do that. He has also created, look at this, Neil Patel Sales Power Email. So what it can do, command, it's asking for the subject and body as an input field. It should not. But it can take the title from here, and it can take the description from here, and build out your email for this particular blog post in tone of Neil Patel using his example in seconds, right? So now this is something really powerful. So you can do n numbers of combinations from this. You can talk in tone of Martha Stewart if you wanted to. You can talk in in Arnold's voice. Like, possibilities are endless when creating this methods. And soon enough, you will see 30-40 methods listed out over here. You can do translations, ADA, pass, bath, right? Like anything that you name it will be here as and when this product mature. I mean, as and when the methods mature. And we're expecting to have at least 50 of these templates live by end of Monday. So great stuff, and you can create your own stuff as well. Okay, we are after speed, guys. So we know that we need to enable you guys to write content super fast. Okay, for all my SEO folks who were wondering that why the heck we keep building out writing features and what is it in for me, I do only SEO. All right, well, we got something for you as well. First thing first, multi-keyword, enter it, and it will go ahead and keep the data for the editor, but now go find a different keyword. Now this is a little different. It will pull out all the new information besides your sections. So besides the outline builder that you have. So this outline builder tags along no matter what keyword you are in to allow you to come up with this really powerful research and talk about different topics, score different topics and stuff like that. So you can really see here that I can score for multiple keywords using the same editor content again and again. More powerful stuff, come up with super pillar pages in no time. Let's move down. All right, topic coverage. There it is. and this is Google NLP. We've incorporated Google NLP into topic coverage and created some tons of different utilities around it. We want to make sure that we give you guys the depth for the topic coverage and everything that you need in order to rank for this keyword. So look at this here. The dark greens mean that this are must to be used, and the light greens means that you should use it, you should consider using it, and the yellow ones are some sort of opportunity. People have used them less. The more you talk about them, the more chances of you ranking for those long tail keywords. Okay, well, that anybody was doing, let's go ahead and look at heat map in that case. Heat map now maps out every keyword to its title, description, URL, H1, H2, H3, alt text, strong text, content, all of it. Okay, all of it. This is do as much research as you want. It also shows the red tick marks are the ones that you have already used in your content to easily pinpoint which ones you haven't. Well, every tool can pinpoint things that I haven't mentioned, but writing it's still up to you. No, we've created utilities to help you optimize for those particular keywords as well. Let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, so let's say marketing channel is something that you've not used in the content and it shows that it's not used, right? Well, how do I use it? Click here and it will show you how this particular keyword is being used in the H tags of the competition as well as content. Okay, great. How do I use this to optimize my content? Well, I could say, let's look at this. I've used partially over here, right? Digital marketing strategy for startup is a key element in order to get your businesses off the ground. This is my H1 tag. I want to optimize it so that it has marketing channels in it. Well, that's all I need to do, and it can generate many times, and it will try and find out the best way to insert it. And if it cannot, it will really not, right? So we don't want to change the construction of the sentence and the meaning of that H1 tag by inserting marketing channel in it. So we've made sure that there are precautions in place that you don't rewrite headings and change their meanings by inserting marketing channels in it as well. Okay, great stuff. You do that similarly with your content, with your H tags, and any of the tags that you have in mind. So you can also filter them out by competition. So this is how competition is using marketing channels in their content. So when you are creating your content and you missed out on this particular topic, you can go grab this and copy it, paste it in your content, or rewrite or build upon it however you want from it, or for like a generate concepts out of it. Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and look at similarly related keywords data. So how many of you were dying to get this sorting over here? We got it. We got you. And we've also added similarly functionalities to figure out where digital marketing keyword has been used in the competition and how they are using it. So you can use it better and in a better way than they are. Sounds good? Let's move down here to keyword topics. Okay. All right. So this were some of the major features that we built out. And now let's go ahead and look at our homepage, and we'll look at keyword gaps. So we've also built out something called keyword gap. Now let's say you are Mixpanel and you're competing with Pendo, and let's say you're competing with Kissmatrix. I think Kissmatrix is no longer. So let's just look at Pendo. Submit. You can add up to 4 competitors, and what it's going to do is get all the ranking information from those competitors, your your own domain, match them up and see where you have the biggest search traffic gap, organic search traffic gap. So you can go after the keywords that your competitors are ranking for, that you need to rank for in order to outrank. So everything is about outranking. So let's go ahead and look at it. Ranking data. You can see this is what Pendo is ranking for, and you can see these are the content gaps that Pendo. These are all the content gaps that I versus Pendo have. So if I was Mixpanel, my and Mixpanel differences is this particular stuff. Great. Okay. This also shows you the top 20 keywords that you should be going after. And if it is all Pendo, you can feel free to ignore it. You can download it and then sort it out and go after those keywords. So all you have to do is like click this and it will go directly into the editor. And there's many more enhancements that will come around this particular feature as well. Okay, all right. So these are the release notes that I went through really, really, really fast, and there's lots of details in here that you will understand once you start working with working with this new release, and how you can really go from that outlining to paragraph generations in no time. Sounds good, guys.
Awesome.
So I'll pause here, and now
Yeah.
let's take questions.
There are so awesome comments. I mean, it's amazing. There are a bunch of questions for sure, for sure. Number one, Pankil, go get some sleep right after this event.
Yes, yes.
Next, I think lots of people were asking specifically about IDA. Can you show how to use IDA?
Yes, absolutely. Think of this as a template. This is not a feature of the platform. This is a template that people have generated using our platform. So let's look at this. I will go ahead and look at an Amazon one. So let's go to an Amazon product cooler. Let's go ahead and look at this Amazon air cooler. Okay, so what is the name of the product? Until this, let's copy this, come here, and I'm going to click command, product name. There we go. And now let's go ahead and grab a little bit of product description. Okay, and okay, so it already saved in here. So I'm just going to click here, and now you can come up and click command. There we go. Attention, interest, desire, action. You have the paragraph for you. And not just that, you will have, so if you see the group is called framework, guess how many frameworks will be in this group framework? Hundreds, all of them. Every one of them that you guys use, we will have it in here. And if we cannot build it out, we've given ability for you to use this control and build it out yourself.
Awesome. I see multiple questions compared to Jarvis. Will you be better than Jarvis?
Aren't we already? Just kidding, guys. I'm not comparing with Jarvis. Jarvis does great when it comes to ad copies, social media copies, email marketing, stuff like that. We're very much focused on. Uncle, drop the mic. How do I drop the mic?
Oh, it's an expression. Don't worry.
My poor ability to understand. Okay, so what we are really focused on is content for web, right? Like things that get discovered in search engine, things that will drive long-term revenue for your companies with minimal marketing budget, which is organic traffic and visibility. So that's what we are mostly focused on is web content. So look out for methods that can help you write press releases, case studies, and any kind of web content, but not social media ads. So
A follow-up question about the power mode in Jarvis. How is that compared to power mode?
what is it basically, right? It's basically commanding it to give you whatever you want. We've already had that since ages. We've just made it more fine-tuned for this release. So let's say I want to write in child for,
Child?
yeah, child. That's what I'm trying to
The
write,
child.
child. Yeah, yep.
That's what I'm trying to write.
Right.
But you didn't
And
get
you
enough
can
sleep.
say, yeah, no, I was gonna go ahead and adjust that at the end, right? So you say, you want to write for this. There you go. Okay, it can actually do this just by itself. So write a long introduction, and now it will write long introduction for you. So let's just go ahead and delete this. Right. So basically, this is an instruct command that I'm not. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Because it's a child. Child cannot understand digital marketing strategy. Oh God. Okay. But I would say professional. You can also say marketing professional. So it just sounds more markety than executive, right? So let's just do that. And this is why we understand that you guys have, like, look at that. Okay, so it started building out, right? And this content is really amazing. Compare the quality with anything out there. If anything, this is going to be better. And it can already understand everything around it, above it, right? Like all of it. So I don't know what's the real difference here besides right for me. It's just right for me smarter. And we already have that smartness in here. So we're all good with that.
Awesome. Asking, is Ida using the characters?
Yes, of course, it's using the characters. Anything that uses AI is using characters. And I know a lot of you had questions about characters, so watch out for it. We got something for you later, tomorrow or day after tomorrow as well. But yes, it uses anything that uses that generates text of any form will use AI characters.
When clicking on topic coverage, what does the numbers mean in each of the colored boxes?
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at topic coverage. And you can click on the heat map simply, and you will just see 1 second. There you go. So you see blues are the ones that majority of the people have used, and those are the ones that you definitely need to use in order to serve the user intent. Uh, Lighter green is getting into that periphery where if you use it, you will have more powerful content than your audience. And the yellow ones are opportunities. You can cherry pick them and make sure you choose the ones that are relevant to the topic that you're creating. But those can also be opportunities that you can go after to outrank some of your competitors for that. So
Dom is asking, can I share documents with anyone?
you've always been able to share documents with anyone. You can share the document by email. And we will not give out one copy link that you can send to anyone. This is done for a reason. Think about this: you outsourcing your topic to a VA and the VA outsourcing it to another VA. Interesting, right? I've seen it many times. What happens is that you lose track of who's done what. We cannot maintain the history. So we have a history. We also have history for each product, right? And we cannot maintain that histories and versions if we let alien come and do the writing without knowing their name or their email addresses. So you can follow a trail and restore things back to where it were. So you can always share anything with anybody, whether it's in view or whether it's in edit, but you're gonna have to enter the email address.
If someone is using the same keyword as mine, will the content that gets generated be the same?
No. No. Like I said, right? I've always mentioned in my presentations before, is that this is the text is anything that GPT-3 generates, it's based on probabilities, right? And what is the probability? Let's say if you have a three-sided coin, what is the probability of one side coming every time? Not much. Now here, there's just millions and millions and millions of combinations and data points. So probability of you generating same exact content out of it is very slim. Second thing, if you're using concepts, even slimmer, because there are multiple layers where concepts are extracted, meanings are changed and extracted, phrases are extracted, right? So all of those things happen very differently every time you run it in a slightly different manner. So yeah, the content isn't going to be same. You can create 1,000 recipes for the same kind of recipe and expect it yet to be different. Sure, the ingredients will still be the same.
Are we now using Google NLP?
Yes, we are. And that is why you look at this data, you will see class.
Someone is asking, can you tell me what Outranking version 10 is going to look like?
We'll see. We'll see. I have a picture in my mind, but hey, you know what? These are enough surprises for today.
Do we have any keyword tracking feature?
So the only we only have keyword gap right now, and keyword tracker is on our roadmap, but we wouldn't get too comfortable with it right now. Our major focus is getting your content ranking in Google. Tracking can be left to some of the other fantastic tools for right now, and SEMrush being one of them.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Google Doc add-on?
Oh yes, that is published. It was published yesterday. Look at that. All right, Google add-on. Let's go ahead and look at Google add-on.
Well, your question was about deleting documents options. So we're not able to delete, you're only able to archive it.
And if you want to refresh the data, we've added a utility that helps you do the refresh now and come up with data again. So mind this: if you do the refresh again, you are utilizing one SERP credit again because it's fetching every little details that you had in this particular topic again. What I wanted to show you guys was add-on. Let's look at Google Docs.
And on top of that, what about Microsoft Word add-on?
Microsoft Word add-on probably early next year. There you go. And the steps on how to get connected is right here. And just use that. It's pretty straightforward to get connected and start exporting content back and forth. And this is still very primary. We wanted to get it approved. Now we have it approved. So all the releases and enhancements can happen pretty fast, and we'll get approved for it faster as well. So get started with this, and you will see enhancements on this front as well.
John is asking, do you have a plan for keyword mapping, keyword grouping?
What is keyword mapping and keyword grouping, and how do you use them, right? So let's go ahead and look at this. We've done clustering all together already. There are many ways, approaches to how you go about writing, but grouping keywords and doing all of those analysis and then writing keywords and spending 30-40 hours on it is not practical for most people. So what happens is that you need to find some sort of automation, some sort of procedure that you can repeat every time, and that's what we've done when it comes here. So everything, if you follow all the instructions, you're not going to need any grouping. But here, if you need grouping, you can come here and you can see clusters. They're already grouped for you. Okay, and even when you start using them, it automatically highlights in it as well. And this not only groups the topics only, but it groups your related keywords as well.
Giovanni is asking, what about multiple languages? Is it now available in all languages? And I saw a comment somewhere saying in German it's not doing the best.
It's possible that a one or two feature might not be doing good. So we hit a little snag while we were updating the system last night, that lead to a stretch of 6 or 7 hours of us figuring out how do we go about doing this. So that got us to push maybe very a couple of functionalities to be pushed out for later today. But most of the things will work in German right now, and everything will work in German in a couple of hours.
Can you show how to find keywords in the document?
The keyword that you have missed, it's right here. These are all the keywords that you have missed. If there is no green tick or C here, these are all everything that you missed. Same goes for topic. If there is no green tick, then that means you're missing it.
Awesome. James is asking, what about images? How to optimize images and
So optimizing images for the editor is not a feature, and it is one of the most priority on our roadmap. But unlike everything else you've seen, everything that we do with a twist, with added value, with better workflow. So when we come to suggesting images and alt tags and everything for it, imagine a surprise over there.
we have a newbie here asking, can I optimize pillar pages with this tool or work on those pillar pages?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is what is one of the biggest changes that we made here is multi-keyword research, right? So let's say what happens for pillar pages. You're talking about digital marketing. You want to talk about how to create digital marketing strategy. What is digital marketing strategy tips, right? Like this could be many keywords that you could go after, which are prime keywords and could have with their own topics. So you can come up with multiple keyword researches in here, use the same document to score them. So just enter the keywords in here. Once you have your content, paste it in here and go for each individual keywords and see how they're optimized for each individual keyword. That's it. Make sure you get all of those keyword scores to 85, 90, 95 plus. It's even better. But again, if you wanted to really create a pillar page, if you start with just digital marketing, which is like a short tail keyword, right? And there's many long tail keywords associated with it. The suggestions that Outranking is going to bring out, they're dynamic. They're not fixed. That we don't tell you that, hey, just write 1,000, 1,500 words, right? We calculate the depth of what you need to write based on SERP data, which means if your keyword is broad like this, it's most likely going to cover that intent and it's going to give you that scores as well. So focus on one keyword. You still should be targeting majority of the long tail keywords for optimizing it. And I've shown many examples where we've ranked for people also ask box, people also ask keyword using the same strategy, pillar content strategy, right? So use that as well and you should be fine.
We have Kathy, and she is, by the way, with a company called healthyslowcooking.com. So I assume she's interested to hear how this works with recipes. She's asking, is there going to be a WordPress plugin? And probably you can also show a little bit about the recipes.
Right. So I'll show you how you can generate recipes out of this. Their WordPress plugin is already live. And it has similar functionalities to Google Docs plugin, and it will get better. It's already live. Quite a few people are already using it. So let's go ahead and click muffin recipes. I'm not a chef. So
You're not a cooking person, huh?
yeah, exactly. Well, I cook, but just not muffins and things that I can show everyone, right? Like people must have not heard of things though. Muffin
Pumpkin pie
and
muffins is what Jason
yeah.
suggested.
Oh yes, pumpkin pie muffin, right? Let's go ahead and look at that. Pumpkin pie. Okay, there we go. Pumpkin pie muffin. Okay, look at the competition, right? I love going after keywords like this because it's super easy to rank. But there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and just do some regular stuff that we need to, and then we can. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Next. Okay, I'm not going to even. I'm just going to add a couple of things here. Let's go to SERP outlines to save and quickly add an outline.
Timo is asking, can I optimize existing content?
Of course. Okay. Let's
Timo,
focus
in
on
the very beginning, when you are either entering a keyword, you can also enter an existing content to optimize.
right. Yes, right. So the score is for optimization itself, right? So let's go ahead and let's go to sections here, and let's go ahead and add some recipe. Let's go ahead and look Okay, best ever pumpkin muffin recipe. Let's go ahead and add that. So I've just added, for the sake of it, no, add all, add. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and group them. So let's go ahead and, okay, one second. The AI wizard did not do this. Okay, okay. All right, so we're here now, and we have our this thing done. So now let's go ahead and go to outlines and best ever pumpkin. Okay, there we go. Oh, sounds good to me. And you can paste this in here and start developing this. Now, let's say you want to talk about ingredients, right? So, nope, ingredients not found here. Let's go ahead and check that. So this particular topic is not pulling out my ingredients. Let's go ahead and look at ingredients, right? Control C. Let's go ahead and go to search data and find ingredients. Whoa, look at that. All right. This is my checklist for ingredients. Let's go ahead and just copy this. Go to sections, add custom data in here, tick mark. Okay, yeah, ingredient checklist. It's giving you right, so the quantities and stuff like that. It will also give you. Let's go ahead and keep it by default. So this is giving you steps on how to create this. So it's not still finding the relevant content. You need to come here and paste that relevant content in here, and it should be able to figure the things out. And similarly, go for instructions. And for instructions, you need to be more like a steps, right? Because it's a step-by-step instructions kind of thing. So I would say, okay, so this is coming from instructions. I was just copying and pasting probably the wrong one because I see that it's repeated. But these are the steps that you need to use in order to create your recipe. So you could insert them right like this, 99.9% uniquely written. So you don't even have to worry about it. And every time it builds out this, it automatically writes different stuff for it.
Now I see that there are a couple of other small questions, but we're 5 minutes left. There's a biggest question, and so number one, some people have not had a chance to buy a lifetime deal. Is it still available? Next question about pricing. Next question about upgrades from tier 2 to tier 5, and then of course the add-on. Can you address
Right.
all of those
So,
questions?
listen, guys, we do not control how refunds and account are positioned from AppSumo. So, if it's tier 2 that you are at and you need tier 5, there is no way we can make those adjustments. Sorry, guys, I know that's not something that you wanted to hear, but the deal was for a limited time and that time is gone. And now we are into a different phase where we're going to have different sort of strategy going further, for everything that we do. So AppSumo is still out of the picture. We will be coming up with a super plan for a very limited time this week itself, and we will also come up with sort of, we'll talk about this character add-on thing as well, that lets you better control your credits and use it as you go, a kind of model. It's also going to come later. There's a second part release, a very small minor release happening during the weekend, so you'll expect tons of news around that as well. So if you missed that boat and you are still a power user, or you're still a user, like you still create lots of content on day-to-day basis, I would say go buy the deal that we're going to have later on, which will give you more AI characters and stuff like that. So it's different, right? They're very different deals. AppSumo is done. Those were really truly early adopters deal. Now we're moving to something which gives you more characters and stuff and more leg room, right? So it's different plans and different strategies, but you'll see that in the next coming days.
The answer is really like look out for the email that is going to come in the next couple of days as far as the special deal for the add-on and the next pricing tiers.
Yes. You will see that we're working that deal out, and you will see campaigns going out end of this week. So you will definitely hear about that. You'll not miss that. We'll send out multiple email notifications as well as post it in groups. So stay tuned with that.
Elizabeth is asking about the plagiarism checker.
Plagiarism checker is on the roadmap, but we're not going to get souped up with it. Most people use Grammarly and quite a few other tools to do Grammarly. So they do very fantastic job at what they do. And we don't want to be incorporating that just yet. I think we want to be working with the tools that have some of this best utilities instead of trying to replicate each of them, just like how GPT-3 people are copying and creating products with templates.
Awesome. So Kendrick is asking, are all of those features live right now or coming in the next few days? They are
All
live.
features are live. They're all live. Yeah, they're all live with minor bugs that we had issues with migrating. So I saw some while I was doing this, but I just had a little bit of sleep. So we're gonna fix it in the next 15 minutes to half an hour.
John is asking this deal before you make final decision, maybe run it by a few users. Your advice, your recommendation, right?
Why that why? Yes.
Will there be a replay for this webinar? Yes, replay is going to be sent to everyone who registered for the webinar. Looks like that's it. We've answered majority of the questions. There are a few unanswered questions. Feel free to email support@outranking.io. Also, oh, by the way, I haven't dropped a link to our group here. Probably majority of you are already in the group. For those who are not, go ahead and join the group. Lots of questions being answered there very quickly as well.
So if you guys really love what Outranking is doing and the speed that we are going, and you really care about the product and writing quality content and just not from thin air, then help us make some noise. And that's all. Yeah, just help us make some noise. Say how great is Outranking if it is. And yeah, that's about it.
If you don't hold back features for early lifetime deal customers.
No, we've never done that. We don't want to do that. We're not going to hold back any features. Use as you please. If anything, they'll just consume credits. But yeah, that's not the point. We told you guys all features. That means all features.
Travis, there you go. All right, everyone, this was our pleasure again. For all the new people, join us on Tuesdays. So every Tuesday we're running webinars for beginners. They're going to be on Zoom, and I like the way that we explain beginners, those people that are typing with 2 fingers on Outranking. And so Thursdays are usually more advanced sessions. So join both of those. You can find more information on Outranking website and then resources, and then you'll find the page with webinars where you can register for those recurring webinars. Do you have an affiliate program, John? Thank you for asking. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If you go to the website and then go to the very bottom in the footer, there is going to be an affiliate program. We encourage everyone to join because all of you have probably community customers, clients, whatever, and we would love for you to help promote Outranking and make a couple of bucks while you're doing that. All right, everyone, thank you so much. The recording is going to be shared with everyone, hopefully in the next couple of hours. We are so excited to get your hands on this. And if any questions, again, submit in the group and send an email to support@outranking. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, thank you guys a lot, and I'm working on fixing a couple of errors that we saw. So I cannot have a good sleep without that. So yeah, go and play with Outranking. If anything, just give it a 10 minutes. Go ahead and explore it and conquer the SERP.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.